This was the year for me to try out the Mountain Collective Pass. A friend of mine suggested it and he got his as well. He got busy though and wasn't able to go with me, so with the season running out and not a lot of snow, I decided to bite the bullet and just go. So Dawn found me descending Donner Pass, and this is a shot right outside of Truckee. My first stop, Alpine Meadows. The next day was off to Squaw Valley, which was just part of a day. I had to get some gear fixed, and I wanted to get a jump on heading east towards Idaho. Many people find I-80 heading east to be pretty boring, but I always find it interesting, especially in the winter. I love the mountain ranges, snow, and there's always something new to discover along this road. The next day was a big push towards Sun Valley, Idaho, but I did take a couple stops at some interesting things to check out. There was a storm brewing, and so I didn't want to dally too long. I followed the storm in and got a great day of skiing at Sun Valley. The next day I hooked up with a local guy and he gave me the grand tour of what is a pretty cool resort. On the third day I went and checked out some hot springs that were supposed to be just a little ways outside of town. And at the same time I found the best radio station by far on the whole trip. This place has an interesting legend that you can find on my website, traveler.com. The legend is the Moss Man of Frenchman's Corner, Sun Valley, Idaho. Check it out. After that, it was back on the road and heading for Jackson Hole, Wyoming. My timing was such that I was going to show up at Jackson Hole on the weekend, and I really had no desire to check out Jackson Hole on a weekend. So I took my time, checked some things out on the road, and spent a couple of days in Idaho Falls. It was not my favorite town, but there were some interesting things to see. Jackson Hole and the Grand Tetons are one of the most magnificent places in the world. The ski area has some of the most challenging terrain and a lot of backcountry stuff accessible through gates like this. Ton of things to check out, particularly in the summertime. In the winter it's a lot more locked down. I did take a little bit of time to check out the game reserve outside of the town of Jackson. Snow Basin might have been one of my favorite areas of the whole trip. Super friendly locals, very cool local vibe to the ski area, and it was just a hop, skip, and a jump out of Ogden, Utah, which is also a pretty neat place. I got a storm powder day and a bluebird powder day at Snow Basin. Couldn't ask for much more. Spend St. Patrick's Day in Ogden. St. Patrick's Day has some special significance for me, so I was happy to get some good corned beef and cabbage and a root beer, and I really enjoyed the snow outside. Next stop was Alta. Traveling through Salt Lake City was a bit of a shock. I'd been through Nevada, Idaho, Wyoming, and Utah, all of which were pretty rural. Salt Lake City is anything but rural. I enjoyed skiing at Alta, although I did not enjoy the city or the millions of people that were there. I think I had gotten a little spoiled. There was rain in the forecast, and I decided to head for Mammoth, where they were saying it should snow. Mammoth was a lot farther away than I really had anticipated. Fortunately, there were 2 hot springs between me and where I was going. After the populous nature of Salt Lake City, I was very glad to spend a little time out in the vast Nevada desert with absolutely no one around and a big pool of hot water. Benton will be the topic of my next video, but I will say that there is so much to explore around here. I think you could spend a lifetime checking out everything there is to see in this area. When I got to Mammoth, I stayed in the Long Valley area. It snowed overnight and basically iced everything up. It was absolutely gorgeous in the morning. Mammoth was a lot busier than I expected. Apparently Friday's a weekend day if you live in Los Angeles, and the upper mountain was closed due to wind holds. But I had a good day skiing, got some more powder, but I was ready to head home. I figured I'll come back here maybe midweek when it's a little less busy. If you like my videos, please remember to subscribe, and I hope to see you out there on the road.